Hi all. There's been some amazing presentations so far, very inspiring. We're very, very grateful to be here as well and to be part of this amazing experience. To get started, the reason why we introduced the bedside digitisation, why we thought about improving it, we had a legacy system which was very, very old. It was basic TV streaming that was being shown on there with very dated content. So we've done loads of surveys, we've done lots of engagement with people across the organisation, various teams, patients, families, and clinical teams as well, to see what they would like to see with a new system, if we were to, what they would like to see on there. So one of the challenges that we had, the legacy system was, as I said, very dated. There were many children in isolation that had no real entertainment, very repeated entertainment. So, that was one of their key sort of asks. Also, in terms of accessibility, it was just a rolling TV channel rather than something they can interact with and get involved with. So that was another requirement for us, to look at something where we can get them to be in control of what's being shown to them as well. The integration with the electronic patient record as well is an amazing bonus for the children now, as when that was something they wanted, to be able to see their blood test results, to see appointments coming up. So using this screen, which is in front of them, it's a touch screen. Using a touch screen platform, they can control the channels, control the entertainment side of things, the educational side. So we've engaged with the school. We've got a GOSH school as well, where we've engaged with them and shown educational materials, which is all available through the platform as well. So it's also it's a personalized solution. So when the patient enters the bed space, they have a screen greeting them with their name. And we've got governance in place as well, where they have to sign off on the terms and conditions to make sure they use the platform appropriately and within our GDPR and governance restraints and the cybersecurity as well. So this is how our screen looks. You can see you've got the patient name, you've got the care team, and this is the homepage they're greeted with. So you've got My Health, which would be things like the healthcare integration, so the electronic record as well, using the My Gosh Bedside app. And then we've got entertainment. So within entertainment, we've got various elements. It is app-based as well, so we've got streaming platforms on there which patients can sign into using their home accounts and access content from that they would view at home. So it's a home away from home experience for them as well. Also, we've worked with Paramount, or we are working with Paramount currently, who will be working with us to try and provide an accessible, equitable access for patients across the trust without having to sign into the platform for those patients that don't have accounts to sign into at home. This gives them access as well, so it includes everyone. It's an inclusive platform. Also we have the functionality to do video calling and those sort of things through that as well, but that's the next stage for us. And hospital information, so information about the area, about things that are going around the hospital. So it's just bringing everything to the fingertips of the patient, basically, so they feel included. This is one of our partnerships that we had with a company called Carbs and Cows. I'm sure a few of you may know of them. They are a food calculator, so you can see all the different food types and the quantities, and how, for diabetes clinics and those sort of things, it's a useful calculator and tool for them to have as well. So it's useful for the clinical teams as well. So it's not just the patients, the clinical teams are able to direct patients to the platform and say, well, use this to help with your healthcare as well. So that's quite a nice feature we've got. As I mentioned, we've had a lot of stakeholder involvement from the beginning. We've been working on this project since 2021, so we've done a lot of research throughout the whole hospital with patients, parents, families, staff. Yeah, so we've had lots of partnerships as well. As I've mentioned, Linkor is our supplier for the platform, so we've collaboratively worked together to design a bespoke solution that the children want and that they've fed back to us. So it's easy as well to use, it's straightforward, it's touch screen and it's movable on the arm. In terms of feedback, we've had some great engagement, positive feedback from patients, staff, and anyone that's seen the platform. They've been, very impressed with the platform as well. So in one of these pictures here, you can see that there's a patient from the YPF that we were working with to help design the platform as well. In terms of governance and data, as I've mentioned, we've ensured it follows the correct procedures. We've got the right things set up within that platform as well in terms of the data security measures and those sort of things, safeguarding of the content as well. And in terms of scalability, we wanted to ensure that the platform we've got in place is something we can keep improving on. We don't want it to just be what it is now. There's a whole host of things we would like to do for the future with this platform to make the experience of patients within GOSH a experience that they will always remember as a positive. Because obviously they're in hospital during difficult times. A lot of these patients spend a lot of time, most of their life, within that environment because they're young children that we're dealing with. So we just wanted to make something that is a nice distraction for them, also a useful tool to have in front of them, and holistic approach to their experience whilst they're at hospital with Great Ormond Street Hospital. Any questions?
Wowza, brilliant, thank you. Lots of information, thank you. Any questions for Guardial and Catherine about the Great Ormond Street digital solution at the bedside? Time to think. There's a question down here, and yes, a question at the back there. So and another one there.
Really interesting. I'm in a working group because we're about to roll this out, so I'm going to come and find you at break time. But has there been anything, as you've rolled it out, so part of the platform you've introduced and then thought, that doesn't work so well, so you've tweaked what you're doing? And second question, do you collect feedback via the app? I'd be really interested to know how you do that.
Yeah, so we do have the option of collecting feedback from there, but what we normally do is we put QR codes for patients to use their own devices to then bring up their own service, because the surveys, if we were to take it through the platform, then there's another element of governance, because data is being stored within the platform and it's that sort of thing. So we prefer to keep it separate. People bring it up on their own phone and it's secure for them. In terms of your first point, there's not, from memory, I don't think there has been anything where we've reflected on and thought, well, actually we shouldn't have done it this way, because we've been engaged with this project for so long and we have delivered what the patients want. They've told us what they want, as well as other clinical service departments across the trust. So we've worked with them to build the solution. So there's a lot more we want to do. It's not quite there, but this is the first step in the right direction for us.
I think I'd also add, because it's an apps-based solution, we can keep adding apps. And so all the standard apps like YouTube and CBeebies and all of those things we've put onto the system. But if it was a different hospital or an adult population, you could put on whichever apps you like. So I think because it's apps-based, it gives us a lot of flexibility. And the other thing that Screen has is Bluetooth. So we are able to use Bluetooth buttons, Bluetooth headphones, and accessibility devices, keyboards. So if patients can't use the touch screen, that we have a format that is equitable. We're trying to kind of emulate, many families have iPads and bring them in, but many families do not. And this allows us to have an equitable platform where all our patients get the same service and the same ability to access. And that's been one of the key drivers, that whatever we did was equitable for everybody.
Thank you. Great question, thank you.
Thank you. I'll definitely come and find you at break time.
So there's a great conversation over lunch happening over there. Shep?
Hi, just in terms of the app, if I've got this right, you've almost built it from scratch, from the ground up. And even on, from the context of that question, there's clearly a lot of areas looking to do something similar. But once an app's built and it's, you know, the best version that's out there, what's the scalability options with this to pass on your resource to other trusts who are interested? Are those conversations happening?
Yeah, so our partner is Linkor. They're the people who have created, you know, the monitor, the touchscreen monitor, and we have worked with them, and we put on the apps that we want onto our system because we have our own sort of filters and safeguarding from an ICT point of view about what we want our kids to see. But in terms of scalability, Linkor could work with any other hospital and do exactly the same, and you could put on whichever apps were appropriate for your hospital.
And that would be a quicker process because of all your test and learn.
Exactly, and that's why I think that we were able to do so much development with Linkor, because they can now take this the next step. We are the first hospital to introduce MyChart Bedside, which is the epic inpatient patient portal, and we've been able to do that partly because our original problem was provisioning devices in the inpatient part of the hospital, but now we can do it through this bedside screen. So not only is this the first platform like this, it's the first time anyone's put an inpatient portal into it and integrated with the EPR system. So the reason that the screen says "Welcome Oscar" is because when the patient's put into a bed within our electronic patient record, and we are a paperless hospital, that screen is then allocated to that bed. But when that patient is moved, the screen is wiped down, all the data is removed, it's completely deleted. And if you move a patient from one bed to the next, the same thing. So all of that work is stuff that we have done fresh with Linkor, which has then meant that they can then take that forward to another hospital and do the same.
Brilliant, thank you.
And a question over here, gentleman in the white shirt just there.
Hello. Not really a question, really, but just to say, this is an amazing thing. I'm a configuration analyst for Epic. I work for the NHS, and yeah, I configure Epic as an EPR system for outpatients. And so I kind of know what you've done there with your MyChart or your MyGosh app. To integrate that with a separate app outside of Epic, it's no easy task. What you've done is very astonishing, and I would definitely be taking this back to my the trust that I work for. It's absolutely incredible. It's something so simple, and yet it's something that you've got the potential to really, really grow as well. And with the use of Epic as the patient chart, the patient app inside that portal is absolutely astonishing.
Thank you.
So well done.
Yeah, thank you. Great point to end on. Thank you very much. Thank you.